Good day. This is Real World News, which is a journalism program produced by the students at Queensland University of Technology. My name is Madelyn Wise. They say video killed the radio star, and in fact, that was the idea that launched MTV in 1981. But these days, live music has disappeared from our television sets, which has us wondering if social media killed the TV star. Today, I'm joined by pop culture expert Dr. Jason Sternberg, who has more insight on this topic. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Madelyn.
So, for our younger audience, what did the height of live music on TV look like?
Well, music and television have always gone hand in hand. They're sort of a byproduct of the post-war period. And for the baby boom generation, Elvis and the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show kind of cemented that relationship. Live music on Australian TV really started in 1958 with Bandstand, which was kind of a riff on the American version of the show. But I think most people will remember Countdown, which was a classic. It was a product of colour television. Began in the year colour TV started in Australia in 1974, and really through to its end in 1988 was a classic Australian television program. Like its British counterpart, Top of the Pops, it was live-ish in that the acts were performing in the studio, but they were miming, and that produced some hilarious moments. Probably the best one was Iggy Pop, a very, very high Iggy Pop, being interviewed by host Molly Meldrum and then performing to a very, very scared group of teenage girls in the audience. So they were kind of the heydays of Australian television and live music. That 70s and 80s period. Lots of variety TV as well, so the midday show, Hey Hey It's Saturday, lots of opportunity for bands and performers to play live on TV.
And so what has changed since then that has seen live music on television less and less?
Digital technology, in particular YouTube, and the ability to record live performances professionally and then publish them or broadcast them. And I'm not talking about people with cell phones. No more of those, please. We don't need any more of those. But technology, really easy and affordable recording technology has made it possible for bands to put their work on YouTube, and of course that's on demand as well. So with a television show, it was kind of appointment viewing, and you were at the whim of the host and the producers, whoever was going to be on screen. But here, if you're looking or feeling like a bit of Tame Impala live at lunch, you can do that really easily with YouTube. But also, there were two big shifts in both the music industry and the television industry. So that 70s and 80s period was the heyday of pub rock in Australia. So basically, for local acts, if they weren't writing or recording, they were touring up and down the East Coast from Melbourne to probably Cairns, Townsville, in Taragos and rented vans, playing night after night after night. So a band, could play from the New South Wales border all the way up to the sunny coast, could probably play 4 out of 5 nights at different venues. I grew up around the corner from one of the great Australian pub rock venues, the Mansfield Tavern, and all through my teenage years, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, it was bands like Early In Excess, the Models, the Sunny Boys, the Divinals, all through that period. Now, into the 90s and the 2000s, poker machines took over, and that became a better way for venues to make money. At the same time, the TV industry changed really significantly. So there were lots of local productions, so bands moving up the coast could perform and appear on chat shows, variety shows, all the way up the coast as they were touring. That period saw a lot of television become centralised out of Sydney and Melbourne, so that limited the potential for bands to reach a local audience, if you like.
Yeah. And has the recent pandemic had sort of any effect on live music, say returning to TV?
Not as much as you'd think. We've got The Set on ABC TV, which is really nice in that it's introducing bands probably to an audience who mightn't otherwise see them, and I'm probably talking about older people here, people my age, because I think The Set's on Saturday night and most young people are out trying to see live bands at the moment. I think YouTube and digital media is still probably the main way in which live music, in which this generation see live music.
Yeah. And is there anything else that you would like to add?
Of course, out of the pub rock era and the decline, we saw the rise of the festival scene. So live music didn't go away, and certainly with pay TV, so Channel V, MTV Australia, there was that movement, but it wasn't as, it was kind of more niche focused. It wasn't sort of random things like Ben Folds being on the midday show and smashing the piano. It was sort of more in particular niche programs. So it changed, not better, not worse, things just were different.
My guest today is pop culture expert Dr. Jason Sternberg. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Pleasure, Madelyn. Thanks.
My name is Madelyn Wise. See you next time.